Television was the first network to be on the ground and bringing you these live pictures. We've been there for about the last almost 1 hour, and this fire has literally been raging endlessly. The fire engine department is there on the ground, as are the rescue services. We understand there are a number of casualties. We don't know how many. We shall be telling you that as soon as we get that information. But as you can see from those pictures, that fire is literally out of control. Nairobi County Senator Johnson Sakaja is in the studio with me today, and he's been on the phone literally with all the folks involved, the first responders, rescue teams, fire engine, county teams, and they're telling you this fire is really, you can see the pictures, Senator, it's crazy.
Unfortunately, one of the things they will have to do now is along the perimeter where the fire has not reached, they have to put down those houses so it doesn't spread.
Correct.
You know, so they have to flatten some of the houses for now. It's all sad, you know. It's terrible, but we can see, you know, they're getting access now.
Yeah.
The youth from the area are really helping out with the rescue, but we're having a small security challenge. But it will be sorted out. I think everyone who's watching this must realize, you know, this then becomes a humanitarian crisis.
Yeah.
And we need to, you know, look at the families affected and see what support we can give them. But it cannot just be something that's recurrent. You know, every month we are spending out of our own pockets, you know, a lot of money trying to come to the rescue of you know, these incidences. It must stop. And you know, the governor, myself, and all the leaders must sit down with the relevant authorities. You know, Kenya Power, you know, the planning people, to put an end and get a holistic solution to these fires in Nairobi. Yeah, because most of them seem like they're man-made. A lot of them are man-made, you know. A lot of them, and in many of these areas you'll find there's a land dispute behind it, or some interested private developer who's interested in it, and we can't just let them go scot-free. They're destroying people's lives, you know. It's so sad, and you can literally see people trying to salvage the little that they can, the little that's left. I mean, Jeff, if you're in a house there, what would you do? You know, once you get your family out, you have to go for your prized possessions. And unfortunately, many people don't get the casualties are normally the people who go back. That's what's been happening. Anyway.
Again, if you're just joining us, this is Kijiji Village in Southlands, Langata. Live pictures of a raging inferno that's razing all the houses literally to the ground. And it's a pretty compact place. I don't know if you know the place. You know the area?
I know the place. It's not even 5 acres. I think probably 2-3. And it's really compact, and that's why they're having challenges with access.
Yeah.
But so many families live there.
Yeah.
Very many families.
Yeah.
I mean, I was last there a few months ago during the elections.
Yes.
But and that's why we're able to talk to people there, because we know them. It's just the deplorable state many people in this city are living in.
Yeah.
Housing is a big issue, and that's why, you know, it's one of the big four the president is focused on.
Correct.
Because people are living in such a deplorable state without dignity. You know, sharing a room with their children, and it's not what people deserve in a city like Nairobi. Absolutely. Yeah.
And then the other thing is people illegally tapping into power sources. That will cause a fire anywhere.
That's a huge part of the problem. You know, most of these fires are because of the power connections, and which is why, as I said earlier, together with KPLC, and already we're talking to one of the engineers in charge of urban areas. He's called Engineer Tari. Together with the MD, we're bringing together leaders of the community and elected leaders from all of the, you know, slums in Nairobi to address this issue, so that they can get a proper connection, get built. Because, you know, people in slums, it's not that they're not willing to pay. Actually, they pay more for legal connections. Right. A person in Kibera today is paying 20 times more for water than a person in Muthaiga. You know, because of, you know, when you're buying a gallon for 20 shillings and whatnot, if you translate it per unit, they're paying much more. Yeah. So they're ready to pay it. And there was this social connection policy done by the World Bank, starting with water. And even in electricity, we can use a similar model to make sure that they actually get clean, properly connected, safe electricity to their houses, because they deserve that. Yeah.
And look at that. Look at the power lines. You see that? They're literally on fire.
Yeah. Of course, the first thing that Kenya Power has done, I'm sure.
He's shut down the entire...
Shut down the entire area. Yeah, because then people get electrocuted.
Absolutely.
And, madness.
Oh.
Anyway, we'll be on site later just to see what support we can give.
Yeah.
Normally it's not good to go when it's happening, because then you distract the rescue process.
Yeah.
But we'll be there for the people, and I want to tell them that we will stand with them at this time, just to help them get back on their feet.
Well done. Well done. It's tough. I mean,
it's tough.
Yeah, well, you guys chose to be politicians and chose to be leaders, so it goes with the territory, yeah?
It comes with the territory, Jeff.
I tell you. Another thing that comes with the territory, Sakaja, is you go and rescue Babu Owino, or you bail him out of jail.
Yes.
For the he's always in and out of jail, but you bailed him this latest time, and all of a sudden, people in your party, Jubilee, are calling you a NASA mole. How does that work?
Well, I guess it's people whose minds are stuck in the poison of the past politics. That politics must be about hate. It must be about revenge. The reason I went and did that, of course, I mean, the same instructions that were given to keep him there, the same instructions that I plead with to get him out, because it's not fair. If it's a bailable offense, let him go out. Let the justice be found in the courts. Today we will laugh because it's a NASA person. Tomorrow it will be a Jubilee person. And the sooner we can stop seeing each other through lenses of political parties and tribe and division, the better for our country.
That's your own party telling you this, though. Is that? Were you a little disappointed?
It's expected based on the people who are talking. But I choose not to play that kind of politics. Jeff, I'm elected by people from all political parties. I am Jubilee. In fact, when they talk about me being in, I've signed their certificates. The people who were talking before. I've been a leader of the party. I was in charge of the strategy team that brought together Jubilee. I'll be the last person to leave that party. But when it comes to Nairobi, I will work with everybody. I'll work with Jubilee MPs, NASA MPs, Jubilee MCAs, NASA MCAs, because I'm elected to serve. I mean, there's no NASA senator for Nairobi. There's no Jubilee senator. There's a senator for Nairobi. So as much as I push the agenda of Jubilee, I must be alive to the fact that I need all these people for us to work together for a better Nairobi. And we need to move from that politics where it's always a competition. We're done with the election, Jeff. We're done with the election. Yeah. Being in Jubilee does not mean that you must hate leaders from NASA. I don't agree with what is alleged to have done. I don't agree with the kind of politics Babu does. I mean, he has insulted my president. Yeah. I should be hateful to him. But, Jeff, an eye for an eye, we all lose our sight. Kenyans and Nairobians want to have some hope. They want to see unity. The normal Mwananchi does not enjoy it when we're always fighting. Yeah. And I won't let that be the kind of politics that my generation stands for. It is not. So he did wrong, but he deserved to pay bail, or is alleged to have done wrong, and justice will be found in the courts. I've seen people saying that, what have you done about the security guard who was allegedly assaulted? Number one, that security guard will get justice in court. We hope that he will be able to get justice. Number two, I have done a lot, first of all, for them. First of all, I'm the patron of all private security workers in this country, 400,000 of them. I started the circle for them. I've been fighting for their wages. I've been fighting for the regulatory authority which they sit on now. So those are my people as well. But that person will not get justice if the person who allegedly assaulted him is being detained against the law. You understand? So there is no set of law for Jubilee and another set of law for NASA. And that's why I took that decision. It might cost me politically, Jeff, but politics should never be a place where your character changes just so that you can, pander to the whims of a party. I am staunchly in Jubilee, Jeff, by choice. Yeah. I don't support Uhuru Kenyatta because he's from my tribe. I support him because I believe in what he stands for.
So whatever Moses Kuria, the MP for Gatundu South, is saying that, hey, why choose only Babu? Why not rescue anyone else or bail out other people in jail? What do you tell him?
Well, I saw him saying that he looks forward to the day I'll bail him out in jail. And I was like, are you looking forward to being in jail again? first of all. It's my get out of jail card, so to speak, doesn't work in Kenya as a senator. But, on a later note, I think people, some of these things when they happen, it gives people hope that, we can see beyond our political lenses. We don't have to look, we've become competitive to a fault, Jeff. And I yearn for the day in this country that you will not be able to discern the political choice somebody has made because of their tribe. You know, that's the Kenya we yearn for. That just because you call Mwangi doesn't mean you're in this and this party. Just because you call Opio, there's too much that unites us more than what divides us. So Jeff, I made that choice. I went there within the law and said, look, this offense is bailable. There is no reason why. And the judge vindicated what I said, because the judge said, actually, the first course of action you take is tell him, this is the amount of bail you need to pay. If you can't pay it, then you stay inside. Yeah. They didn't even give him that option, you know. Yeah. So I had to do that. That doesn't make me, you know, a NASA member. There's nothing in the Jubilee manifesto that says hate Babu Owino or hate NASA politicians. Today, if Raila was in the same position, I know my boss would do the same thing, Uhuru Kenyatta. And just to give you, you know, an example, you remember there's a name here who insulted Uhuru Kenyatta from Kisii. What did Uhuru Kenyatta do, His Excellency? He invited him for tea. Jubilee stands for, when we say tuko pamoja, we're not saying we're just tuko pamoja within Jubilee. We want a country where we'll be united and agree that, yes, we can disagree on politics. Yes, we can agree on the things we stand for. But at the end of the day, we're Kenyans.
Absolutely. Hold that thought, Senator. We're going back to Langata, Kijiji village in Southlands. And we have some live pictures, new pictures, fresh pictures coming out just now of that raging fire. It's been raging for more than an hour now. And it's literally out of control. You can see houses razed to the ground. People are wailing and running and trying to salvage whatever they can. Let's take a listen. The residents of Kijiji village in Southlands, they're visibly angry, openly asking, where is Sonko? Where is Sonko? Referring to Governor Mike Mbuvi Sonko. You can see them there. They're obviously in a state of shock, angry, trying to, the few of them trying to salvage whatever they can, but obviously most of them, Senator Sakaja, all they can do is stand there and literally watch their homes, their fortunes go up in flames.
You know, Jeff, one of the things that really we must do, and something I'll be pushing for, is also being able to train these young people in slums on how to fight fires. And once we have dealt with the water infrastructure in Nairobi to make sure there are fire hydrants in these areas. For instance, close to that is Nairobi Dam. And originally, Nairobi Dam was supposed to be a reservoir for providing water in case of fires in those areas. I doubt, it is still, able to, be used for that. But if they had the ability and the tools to deal with it, the fire probably wouldn't have gone to that level.
Goodness, that literally looks out of control. There's a vehicle there we can see in the way, and apparently some firefighting equipment or firefighters have arrived there, but residents are complaining that it's not enough, or they don't have water, or the usual stuff.
I mean, I don't know the facts, but after speaking to Bwana Chunguli, who's in charge of fire and rescue in Nairobi, he says that they've actually been going there with water, but it's a huge fire. It's difficult to tell. The extent to which
look at that lady just running off with whatever she could salvage.
No, it's terrible.
Oh, goodness.
And in that area, there's a youth group that is very, active, and I think they're the ones we need to start with. They're called Tegemeo Group in that area.
Yeah.
And if you're able to train them, they can be able to avert such cases, but make them part of the solution. Let people have ownership, or even the fire, of the power connections. I've heard somebody saying there, of course, when these things happen, there's always a story.
Yes.
But I've heard someone saying, kulikuwa na petroli, imemwagwa, whatnot. I hope, and we're asking that there must be investigations to it. But for now, let's save lives. Let us make sure we salvage as much as we can.
Yeah.
I can see the desperation and disappointment, because they're used to, the leaders being there on site.
Yes.
But sometimes that then becomes a distraction. If you go there, I mean, you're going there with your motorcade of 6 cars. If I go there, and then the attention now focuses on Super Senator Mekuja instead of fighting the fire. I don't think that's a good culture. Let's be able to coordinate from where we are, and once things are settled and the people with the tools to fight the fire are done, then we can go in now for humanitarian support and solutions to prevent further
Speaking
fires.
of raging fires, Senator, is there going to be a fire raging on Tuesday? Should we be worried? Should we be worried? There's a swearing in supposed to be on Tuesday. Uhuru Park is blocked, banned, no rallies, no one is allowed to go there. But NASA is being openly defiant. Should we, Nairobians, be worried about Tuesday?
Yes and no. Number one, this entire back and forth on Uhuru Park, whether it's open or not, I think it's a misplaced issue. The issue should not be the venue. The issue should be the legality of what is going on. There's only one way to become president in Kenya. It is through an election, and we had two. And the first one was nullified by the Supreme Court. The second one was affirmed by the same Supreme Court. And no matter what anyone does now, you cannot be president. If you take a Bible and swear, whether it's in your house or at Uhuru Park or wherever it is, then you cannot be president. And if I was to advise the police commandant in Nairobi or anybody else, I'd tell them, just let them do their thing. It does not make Raila president. The president is Uhuru Kenyatta. Even if they crown him on that day, he does not have the instruments of power. He cannot get them. There is only one way to become president. But you see, once you set them up for confrontation, which is what they're looking for, and say, oh, we're going to block it, and they'll be defiant and say, we're coming. I mean, you remember the stories of guys saying, we're tear gas, we want tear gas, we've paid for with our taxpayers' money. Let them keep their distance, allow them to do their thing, and treat it with the contempt it deserves. Once they're done with it, I mean, are they going to State House? Are they naming their cabinet? Let them express themselves. When the pursuit of liberty upsets order, Jeff, then the pursuit for order will forever silence liberty, and that is not where we want Kenya to go to. So it's an ill-advised move by NASA. They need to realize that and get closure. If that swearing in will give them closure and allow them to move on to other things, if that swearing in will assuage the needs of their supporters, then let them do it. But it adds nothing. I know for sure that they would never dare read the oath of office in the Constitution. I know many of the MPs who are saying they have signed the oath of affirmation have put fake signatures. I know it for a fact, because they just want to look popular within the party, but they know there's nothing. So it's an easy way to slide out of this electoral process and relax. But what we don't want in Nairobi is loss of lives. Of any even one life is too much to lose. We don't want loss of property, disruption of business. Let them do it and go home. Let the police protect life and property, but let them not engage them in street battles. That is what they're looking for.
So just play reverse psychology sort of thing.
Not even reverse psychology. Just let them do what they're doing. If you treat it with the contempt it deserves and you ignore it, then it has no effect. But what they want is headlines. That so many people have died. There's been this level of violence. We were tear gassed. We've been stoned, and they want to see it in the New York Times. I think the president is on track with his agenda. He's named his cabinet. Let's focus on work. We need to be able to reach out to these leaders and tell them, look, we have one country. The elections are over. We have parliament. We have all these institutions. It's a forum for all of us to sit down and say, okay, what ideas do you guys have in terms of what we need to do, and create a feeling of inclusivity, which does not mean Mkatenusu, and I'm glad NASA has also said that they're not interested in that, but Kenyans want to pay fees for their kids. Kenyans want to be able to go about their lives peacefully, make something out of themselves, guarantee their kids a future. Even NASA supporters, I know that. So we should not fall into the trap of that kind of confrontation. It is not necessary.
It doesn't add to anything.
It doesn't add to anything. Jeff, I mean, if I declare now live on Citizen TV that I am now the chairman of Royal Media Services, and I take a Bible and I say, this is now my company, does it become my company? It does not. Even if I say it, so why should you be worried if I say from today, right, I'll be hosting Jeff Koinange Live?
Yeah.
I have said it. But there's only one way to host Jeff Koinange Live. One, you must be Jeff Koinange. You get? So treat it with the contempt. Leave it. Let them do what they're doing. It'll give them closure. But let's move on.
Absolutely. Speaking of cabinet list, I want to talk about that. I'm going to take a quick break, come back, talk about the list. What's your thoughts? And also, Wednesday, January the 31st.
Yes.
Deadline. Governor Mike Sonko to say, does he have a deputy or not?
Well, it's not up to him. His resignation is up to Igade.
I want to hear more about this. Let's take a break. We're watching Sunday Live right here on Citizen Television. We're talking to Nairobi Senator Johnson Sakaja. We're talking issues. And of course, at the same time, there's a raging fire in a place called Kijiji Village in Southlands in Langata. We're following that very closely. We'll be bringing you the latest. Let's take a break. By the way, keep tweeting at Sakaja Johnson, at Koinange Jeff, at Citizen TV Kenya with the hashtag Sunday Live. Sunday Live takes a break. We'll be back in a moment.